They say this is a big rich town.
I just come from the poet's parts. What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Moedotj, and this is Power Book 2, Episode 9. Now, real quick, happy holidays. Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate. Me, I didn't get anything for Christmas, so my gift is this recap. But, hey, shout out to Notification Gang. If you're new to the channel, you want to be a part of this, hit your subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Now, last week we had a lot of action, and Power started getting, saying exciting again. This week, it's pretty good. So I'm not gonna hold you up. Let's jump into it. Let's see what Tariq got in store for him this week. This week they're starting it off. We get to see Kanan and young Guap, the head of GTG. And what they're doing is cutting up the bodies that Kane killed last week. And now I guess he got a partnership with GTG. I won't even say a partnership. Kane is the boss of Guap, and now Guap is loyal to Kane. So they're cutting up the bodies and getting rid of it. So you know what we're in for this week. Now I know we didn't forget my dog 2-Bit is out. Now 2-Bit wants that money from Tariq. 2-Bit also texted Tariq this morning and told him, hey, I still want my money, punk ass, and it's 50 bands because I saved your life. So now Tariq owes, what, 75,000 to 2-Bit because he already gave him 24, so it was another 24 plus this 50, so 74,000. Tariq doesn't have this kind of money. Tariq calls up Davis and he's like, hey, look, I need to give some money to my grandma to help take care of Yasmin. I'm not gonna be able to pay you. So what Davis does is tell Tariq, oh, I understand, I'm human, but I'm gonna need that money as soon as possible because I have a new witness that I'm gonna bring to the stand to help your mom. So Tariq doesn't know what Davis is talking about, but he's like, if it's gonna help my mom, then I need to come up with this money. But Davis, he starts talking to his assistant and he tells her like, we don't really have a witness, but I need to get paid. And the only thing that matters is me getting paid. Big Zeke, the big man on campus. We all know him and Carrie are messing around. Now, after he got jumped by Guap and his boys, he went to Carrie's house. Now, they slept together. I'm not sure if they had sex or not, but we can assume that they did. But when Carrie woke up, she looks over at Zeke's body and she notices that he has like some bruises on his back and stuff. So she wants him to tell him what's going on, but Zeke can't expose the family. All he can tell her is some dudes from the old neighborhood recognize me and they jump me. Now Carrie, she turns into, oh, well, you can talk to me, you can tell me anything. I'm risking my career so you can trust me. And Zeke starts telling a little bit. He doesn't go into too much details about what his family do, but he just starts talking about, oh, there's some GTG guys, and he just starts throwing off little things. Now Carrie, she feels like she has to get involved in it. This is exactly why Monet didn't want Zeke to know anything, because all he knows is basketball. You over here running your mouth about some dudes that jumped you. If you seen your cousin fight him and pulled a pistol on him, then obviously your family's in something that you don't need to be involved in. So keep your mouth shut, Zeke. With all this going on and there's a death on campus, there's an agent that comes in and he's talking to all the students about, hey, listen, I need to start talking to people that are, similar backgrounds to the man that was killed. And that's what brings a point to Carrie and Jabari. Like, that sounds like you're racially profiling because all you're doing is selecting the black and brown people that have a criminal past or a background in their family. So Carrie stands up and is like, nah, we need to be able to have the students talk to somebody where they feel confident and comfortable with them. Then out of nowhere, Jabari's like, yeah, I can help. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of this too. Like, let me help. And everybody's like, all right, Jabari. So what the agent says is, Carrie, you and Jabari can sit down with the students and pretty much just interview them and see if they know anything. So let's see how this plays out. Now, this is what we're talking about on Power: the drugs, the money, the power. Monet's talking to Drew about, hey, listen, we gotta re-up. We gotta, we got another drop coming. We gotta make things happen. And pretty much without Kane being the muscle, Drew's like, hey, we're gonna need some help. We don't have anybody out here. And Monet's like, listen, I got you and Diana, that's all I need. So that's where Monet's wrong. These two ain't gonna be able to run things like that. Tariq shows up, and when Tariq gets there, they pull up the re-up, you know what I'm saying? And Tariq is like, I thought we didn't have that. But what it is when Rico and DC and them, the person that they had to kill last week, they took these bricks off the truck. So it's about 5 bricks on there. They in New York. These came up from DC. So they're probably about 25, 35, a brick. He's sitting on about 5 of them. So you're looking at, man, I don't know how you can move that. But Tariq's like, all right, listen, I don't know if we can do this because it's hot on campus. And Monet's like, I'm not trying to hear that. You have course correct. You said you can get it done and no one's looking at it. Get it done. So now Tariq's in a predicament. Like, I got to move all this work. Another book, another lesson. So today they start going over the book of Frankenstein. But there's rumors going around on campus that the cops want to interview all the black and brown people. So everybody's like, man, what the? So back to Frankenstein. Pretty much what Frankenstein is showing is that everybody was prejudiced towards him because he was different. And everyone had their own views about it. But then Tariq and Loren, they get into a little thing about people being in jail because they deserve it. And we all know Tasha's in jail, not because she deserves it, but because she's sticking up for her son. So that right there triggered Tariq a little bit. And Tariq and Loren, they kind of get into it, and that divides them too, because Tariq's going through it with it. He got to come up with money for Davis. He got to come up with money for Two Bit. He got to watch out for Kane. The dude got a long day, you know what I'm saying? But he'll figure it out, though. This is Tariq, man. We're not expecting anything less. But at this point, him and Loren, they ain't on good terms because she pretty much said your mom deserves to be in prison. Miss Tasha. Now, Tasha's just been sitting in her cell phone just on the bed or up under the pillow, chilling like she's not in jail. Well, today it's a random search. They come in, and Tasha, she's spooked now, like a random search. I got to get rid of this burner phone. Now, the guy that works for Lorenzo, the one that was taking pictures and gave her the phone, comes up and is like, hey, give me that phone. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get you another one. You have to trust me. I'm the one that left it for you. So Tasha, she has no other choice but to give her the phone, because if they find out she has a phone, then it's going to be downhill from here on. Now, it turns out that Sachs is the one that actually called for this random search because he had a tip that she had the phone on her. Now, the Democratic Party is like, what are you doing? You know that you can't do that, because if Davis finds out, then they're going to use that against us. So Sachs is like, listen, you're supposed to let me do my job. So I'm going to do everything I can to be able to get Tasha, or, you know what I'm saying, I got to do what I got to do. Now, Sachs walks off, and the guy that's over the Democratic Party, he ends up calling somebody. We don't know who it is, but he calls somebody. So it's not looking good unless Tasha is going to, hey, listen, Tasha, you're in jail. If someone comes and tells you they need your burner phone and you about to get searched, it's best you just get rid of that burner phone, because obviously they know something you don't know. On to Professor, scratch that. We got Investigator Carrie and Investigator Jabari now. But nah, Carrie, she's doing her own little research, but she has some old pictures of Zeke. And it's a picture of Zeke, his signing day where he's holding up his jersey for college. This picture has Kane, Monet, Diana in it, Drew, Zeke, and of course the coach. And on the back of it, it has everyone's name. But it also lists Lorenzo's name as being in prison. Now Carrie's starting to dig. She digs and she finds out that Lorenzo, he's in jail for drugs. Okay, so he's the kingpin. Who is GTG? Now she puts in Lorenzo with GTG, and now she sees that they were working together. So she's looking like, what the? Oh, your family is tied in with this? But at the same time, Jabari comes in, and Jabari's like, did you find anything? And she's oh, nah, not really. Now, Jabari picks up the picture that shows Zeke with Kane and all the family. And when he's looking at it, he looks on the right side and he sees Drew. Now, Carrie asks him, do you notice any of them? But we know that Jabari knows who Drew is because he's seen Drew talking to Tariq the other night. But all he says is no, and then he leaves. Drew does what any brother does. He goes out and looks for his brother Kane. Like, hey, bro, we really need you, man. We got a drop coming. We need some help. When he gets to Drew, he's in the warehouse where the OGTG used to be, and they in there partying and drinking. You may have seen me in the back. I had me a little drink, talking a little cute thing, but he's talking like, hey, what's going on, man? You took all our corner boys. Now Kane goes in his spiel. He's on his little power rant like, listen, I'm taking all of the streets. That's my stuff. Monet can't have that. Now, you can come run with us. It's our turn. Let's get rid of Monet. Let's get Lorenzo. Get rid of them. Not like killing them, but let's do our own thing and take over. And Drew's like, nah, man, what are you doing? And then out of nowhere, Guap comes and Drew's like, why is he still alive? And Kane says, oh, man, well, he's loyal. You know what I'm saying? He's loyal to me. But Kane in his power trip, he starts to flip on his brother like, hey, look, it's either you're with me or you're against me. And Drew's like, man, what the, you know what I'm saying? This is my brother. I'm not going to be against you. But at the same time, I got to look out for the family. So Kane, he's all over the place, man. They're going to have to lay him down. Now the story is about to start getting a little bit tangled up. So you got to stay with me here. Davis told Tariq that he had a witness. Tasha's trying to figure out who is this witness and why hasn't Davis told her. And Davis is pretty much like, hey, listen, we've been working on this so far. It's good to go, man. You just got to trust me on this. Now, when his assistant gets ready to speak up, Davis stops her like, you know what I'm saying? I got this. We're going to make it happen. But Tasha is noticing this, and she's like, man, what the hell is going on here? What's really going on? Like, I don't understand why you guys have a witness, but you're not telling me about it. And then when she gets ready to speak, you stop her. So Tasha is starting to catch on, but she's not sure what exactly it is yet. Davis and Sachs, they meet up. Davis got the Lamborghini truck out there looking nice. Now, they're meeting up to go talk to this witness, and it turns out it's Epiphany. You guys remember her? She used to be at the daycare, and then she started moving a little bit for Tariq. Now, they go and meet up with her, but unknown to Sachs and to Davis, there's somebody randomly taking a picture of them two. So now we know there's a picture of these two, you know what I'm saying, colluding together to work on her. We don't know who he is yet. But once they get in the house, she starts flirting with Davis, and pretty much she's staying in the house of some married man. He's out of town with his wife, and she just stays there. Now, Davis is like, listen, I need you to get up on the stand. You know what I'm saying? You know Tasha. You don't know her husband, but you do know Tariq. You may have seen him. Now, what he tells Epiphany is, listen, if you do all this, you know what I'm saying? You got stopped for some drugs a couple of weeks ago. Sachs, he has the power to make things disappear or make sure that you don't go to jail. So now she's under the impression of, if I get on the stand, even though she doesn't want to snitch, if I get on the stand and just tell y'all I didn't know St. Patrick, but I seen Tariq there, oh, okay, and this will get me out of jail. So you already know she's about to take that because it's just her and her son. The things people do, bruh, to stay out of jail. Big Braden now. Tariq calls Braden up like, hey, get to the spot quick. And when he gets there, he drops out the 5 bricks. Like I said, that's a lot of stuff to be moving. 5 bricks, just the 2 of them. They had Effie move maybe a brick. Now 5 of them in the little short period of time that they need before Rico comes and looking for his money, it's going to be tough. So Braden is like, man, look, we're not going to be able to do this on our own. We're going to need some help. And we're going to have to get Effie. That's the only person I can think of that can move coke like that. So now, even though Braden and Tariq got into it over Effie because Tariq didn't tell Braden that Effie was there, and then Effie got mad at Tariq because he was at the basketball game, we got to bring Effie back into the picture. Tasha calls Paula in, and Paula, she comes in, but as soon as she comes in, Tasha starts grilling her like, hey, listen, you've never lied to me until yesterday. And Paula's like, what do you mean lying to you? Tasha wants to know, who is this witness? And she's like, oh, it's Dr. Epiphany Turner. And Tasha's like, a doctor? She ain't no doctor. She's a damn stripper. So now this is opening up Paula's eyes like, what is she? Davis really ain't for me. And then Tasha starts breaking it down like, listen, Davis is for himself. Just like how Ghost is having an affair, he's having an affair with you. He's not going to leave his wife. He probably promised you this. So now they're having a heart-to-heart. The women, you know what I'm saying, they're coming together. But now they're trying to piece together why Davis is trying to call up, well, not Davis, but why is Sachs trying to call up Epiphany on behalf of Tasha's case? So now it's starting to click like, Davis, he might not really be with us. Tasha and Paula both like, ding. Oh, man, I hope they don't set my boy Davis up, man. He's a good dude. During all of this, Tasha starts telling Paula, listen, Epiphany is bad. You need to get a message to my son Tariq and tell him Epiphany is just like Slim. And Paula doesn't know what that means, but the only thing Tasha's telling her is, hey, tell my son we might need to get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? We might need to get rid of Epiphany like we did Slim. But In layman's term, all she tells Polly is, tell my son to stay away from Epiphany. Nah, we got to get rid of Epiphany because she going to get him to stand and snitch. We got, and Tariq's the man for it. It turns out the person that took the picture is part of the Democratic Party. It was an investigator sent the track, see what Sachs is doing because they want to know, like, hey, bro, you really messing things up. Now we got to watch you. So now he has Sachs, like, listen, you were meeting up with Davis, a black guy meeting up with a white guy, the district attorney. You don't think that's funny? Davis is using you. So now Sachs is like, man, what the So it seems like everybody feels like this episode, everybody's kind of turning on everybody, but they still got to work together to get the case done. So now Sachs is in a predicament of, man, is Davis really going to like try to backdoor me and do something else where I lose this case and he wins both? Oh, man, Sachs is into it again, man. It ain't one season Sachs goes without getting into some shit. Let's keep it real. Nothing came up in these investigations of the of the students. Investigator Carrie ain't come up with nothing but her little love triangle with, Zeke and Jabari. But other than that, no one found anything. And Jabari's in there like this. None of my hard-working, intelligent students had anything to do with this. And and the officer's like, all right, bro, whatever. Carrie starts to bring up an incident that happened off campus. So pretty much it really doesn't have anything to do with the school, but what she starts revealing is what happened to Zeke. A couple of the basketball players, they went out to the club, they ended up getting jumped by some GTG guys or whatever. So everybody's like, man, what? But she doesn't mention any names because of the confidentiality, but she's doing too much and getting into Zeke's life. And this, to be a teacher sleeping with a student, you just need to separate yourself from that at all costs. But let's see how it plays out for Carrie, because Jabari, he knows a few things. Even though he's lame, he knows a few things, and he's holding things back also. Yeah, big boy action now. Monet comes in. She's sitting in Carrie's office. Carrie comes in like, oh, whoa, wait, you're Zeke's auntie? And Monet, she's like, all the small talk done. Listen, whatever's going on with my nephew, leave him alone. You had sex with him. I know you did. I can tell by how you're talking to me. Don't talk to him no more. Anything you found out about me or my family or my husband, forget about it. Because if we go down for anything, your name will be the first name that I'm bringing up in trial for you sleeping with a student. So now Carrie's like, oh, shit, this is real. This family is really in some mob ties, you know what I'm saying? So Carrie, she has to fall back. She's going to have to push away Zeke. And Zeke already told Monet that, oh, Carrie doesn't know anything. But Monet's smarter than that. She can obviously tell because Zeke is young. He's messing with an older woman. So you can kind of tell that he's trying to protect her because he's having sex with her. But Monet ain't playing that. Carrie, watch yourself. You cute, but watch yourself because we're going to come after your ass. Tariq and Braden, they have to go get some money. You know what I'm saying? They got to meet up with Effie. That's the only way that they're going to be able to move that much coke in that little bit of time. Now on the way there, they have a little, a little disagreement about, Riley and coming on to Tariq. But Tariq breaks it down for Braden like, hey, she was snooping through our stuff and her uncle is Sachs. And Braden's like, oh, I don't believe that. And then Tariq shows him the picture and Braden's like, oh, I seen that at her spot. So now they know that Riley is a snitch and she can't be trusted. But once they meet Effie, Effie comes out with a bag full of money. If you see it there, it's gotta be maybe 50, 60,000 on her. But, she gives the money to Braden. Braden's like, Tariq got the product. So Braden takes the money and leaves. Now, Tariq and Effie, they start having a conversation. And this goes back to the Frankenstein book. I told you guys every book that they do, and I'm not lying, it's a message and it's a story and it's pretty much going to tell you what's going to happen. Now, Tariq starts going over the spiel of, I had to do some things that I didn't want to do, but I'm not a monster. And Effie tells him, listen, you're going to have to admit to that. When I was turning you in, that's when I realized I am a monster. Once you realize that you're a monster, life is going to be easy to deal with. And Tariq is like, dang, she's smart. Effie gives him a kiss and goes off into the night with that work. Tariq got the word about Epiphany and he goes and meets up with her because he's got to take care of this problem just like Slim. Now, when he gets there, he's looking around. He's very cautious. Tariq has a pistol on him because he's here for one thing, and that's to get rid of this lady. But when he gets in there, he starts talking, and now he's growing a conscience. He's looking around like, all these toys, where's your son? And she tells him that he's with his dad. Now Tariq, he's pulling the gun out. He's getting ready to, get rid of her. But Epiphany starts talking like, yeah, your lawyer came over here. Davis, he came with a white guy too. So now Tariq is like, Davis is working with Sax. Is it a tall white guy? She's like, yeah. So now he's putting it together. Why is Davis working with Sax? They got to be trying to set me up. So he puts the gun away, and Epiphany, she's like, if I just had some money, it's just me and my son, I would just get up out of here. So Tariq decides, instead of killing her, giving her some bread and having her leave. Now, you can't leave a witness like that, man. They're going to eventually catch her. We know she got arrested for drugs. They're going to catch her ass. And it's going to come back and bite him in the butt unless Tariq, but we don't know. All we know is it looks like he went in his bag and gave her some money, but we shall see. I think he just gave her some money to get rid of her. Now it gets interesting. Court day comes up, and Sax goes in there to call a witness to the stand, and it's Epiphany. But she doesn't show up. What's going on here? So Sax is like, hey, ma'am, can I get a recess? Him and Davis, they go in the bathroom, they start talking, and Sax is like, I knew it. You were playing me. You're trying to set me up. And Davis is like, hey, I'm on your team, man. We trying to do the same thing. And Sax is like, nah, we're not. You know what I'm saying? Epiphany ain't here. And you know what I'm going to do? There's a picture of me, you, and her, but I'm going to crop me out and just have you and her talking the night or a couple of nights before the trial. So if anything happens, I'm going to say you were talking to a witness before the trial and she didn't show up. So David's like, oh, wait, whoa. And then Sax takes it to another level. He shows the video of Tariq confessing to killing James St. Patrick at the grave site. And Davis is like, how did you get that? And Sax is just like, just know I got it. So now Davis is like, man, Sax is turned on me. And Sax is like, Davis done turned on me. No one knows what they're going to do. Once Davis leaves here, he goes and talks to Paula like, hey, let's work this out. Paula's like, nah, I know everything that's going on here. You know what? I don't work for you. This is all over. We're not a partnership. It was never you and me. It was just you. Davis is, he's on his own now. But they get back to court, and Sax calls Tariq to the stand. Now there's a subpoena for Tariq to come and be on the witness stand. Tariq and Tasha talking about Tariq getting a subpoena, having to come into court. And Tariq's like, oh, man, you don't have to worry about that. I'm just going to, tell him what happened. She asked him also, hey, did you take care of the homework? Meaning Epiphany. And he's like, nah, I lost it. So now Tariq's going to have to take the stand. Ain't no way around it. But we get to see Kane and Guap. Now, Guap comes in with a package for the re-up. But when Kane opens it, it's pills and stuff. Now, this shipment wasn't for Kane. This shipment from Rico was supposed to be for Monet because Tariq is selling the pills and moving all the work on school campus. Kane flips out like, hey, man, what are you doing? You trying to, steal from my family? And Guap is like, nah, man, this is what Rico gave to me. So Kane knows something is up. They're trying to move Monet out of the whole distribution process and just have Kane working. And he's like, at the same time, it's still my family. I can't do this. So now Kane, he got to make some moves. Rule number 1, people, always have the money. Tariq shows up to Monet's little bar and he doesn't have the money. Monet pulls that thing out on him like, why we ain't got the money? And Tariq's like, I had to do something for my mom. And then Tariq goes in a spiel of how everybody's been telling him he can't do this, he should do this, he can't do this. So pretty much he's replaying everything. And then he says, even, saying my dad was like that. And they give a flashback of Ghost telling Tariq, listen, if you do this, it ain't no coming back before Tariq shot him. Now they're all sitting here and everybody, Diana and Drew's like, oh, wait, Monet, wait. Damn, it ain't looking good for Tariq. They showed 4 gentlemen rolling up to New York City. Now, one of them was played by Jackie Long. He had the braids and he's like, New York City? Now, these guys are loading up weapons. They end up pulling up on to the bar where Tariq and Monet and them were having their little friendly discussion. Drew looks out the window like, hey, man, they're going to Rio. What are they doing? Monet's like, oh, shit, get down. I'm talking about they spray the place up. 100-round drums, everybody ducking and diving. So everybody was wondering what little clip came out last week where they were showing Tariq and Diana sitting down on the ground. Well, somebody spraying up the club, and they hitting everything in there. Now everyone's on the ground, and then out of nowhere, Drew gets up, and he's like, I'm gonna go around back and get a burner. He ain't getting no burner, but he got burnt in that chest. The bullet went through his back. He's sitting there. Kane pulls up because Kane knew something was wrong, so he drove over there. But as soon as he gets there, they drive off. He goes in and sees his brother. And Moet's sitting there. She pulls a gun on Kane. It's like, get him in the car. This is all because of you. Damn, Drew done got hit. Kane about to get shot by his mama, man. Let's hope this boy Drew makes it out of here. They end up getting Drew to the hospital, so he's all right. But Kane and Monet, they kind of get into it. And Monet tells Kane, run, because it's over with for you, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm about to put you down. With Tariq, after he leaves there, he meets up with Paula, and she gives him the subpoena to come to court. Now, he has to come to court, and she tells him, like, listen, you can't have Davis represent you because Davis is working with Sachs. So Tariq is like, what can I do, and why are you telling me this? So Paula, she's been hurt this whole time. She's been having an affair with him. And she's like, I'm not working with Davis no more. So I want to help you do whatever you can. Now Tariq has to find a lawyer, though. That's the thing. He has to find a lawyer now. And since there's a conflict of interest, Davis can't represent Tariq. And Paula shows him the video of him admitting that he killed James St. Patrick at the graveyard. So now Tariq is like, oh man, here we go again. I gotta come up with some bread for a new lawyer. I already owe 2 people I just got to shoot out. It ain't looking good for Tariq this week at all. I'm just gonna be honest. Kane and Officer Ramirez, or should I say Monet's boyfriend, soon to be ex, they meet up, and we already know that these two are trying to get together to get rid of Tariq. But Ramirez is telling Kane, like, listen, you're on the run. You just got to stay low. Right now, this is the best chance for us to do what we got to do because I'm in Monet's good graces. She's going to need me more than ever with everything that's going on. And Kane's like, nah, man, forget that. You know what I'm saying? My brother's in, you know what I'm saying? He's shot. We got to do something now. Now, Kane turns away to walk away. But when he turns back around, he punches Ramirez and he's on the ground. Kane picks up the gun and he's like, you know what? We here now. Pop, pop. Kills Officer Ramirez. Kane is in the deep end now. I don't know what to tell y'all about him, but he didn't put himself in some shit that he ain't gonna be able to get out of. You didn't kill the cop. Whether he crooked or not, you still killed the cop, Kane. And Monet's after you? Damn, Bobby Brown. But hey, Tariq needs a lawyer, and who else with the power of people call? We're not gonna go outside and get new characters. We're gonna bring in Tamika in. Why? Because she knows Sachs and all the crooked things he's done. Now, Tamika, when she meets up with Tariq, she tells him, give me $1. Now I represent you. So anything you tell me is just lawyer-client confidentiality. But the first thing she asks is, Tariq, did you kill James St. Patrick? Tariq takes a pause and he's like, yes. And that's how you end the episode. So now a lot of people know Tariq actually did it. All right, there you go. That's Power Book 2, Episode 9. Comment below, what do you think is going to happen to Kane? Is he going to be on the run? I don't know how long he's going to make it. I don't know if he's going to make it into the next season, if there's even going to be a next season. But let me know what you think about Kane. But hey, thanks for watching. I'm Moedotj. We're going to be here next week for Episode 10. Hopefully the action keeps picking up. But hey, thanks for watching. If you like the content on my channel, please subscribe. Hit your like button. Turn on your notifications. Thanks for watching. I'm Moedotj, and I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.